Tyler Marsh just confirmed. I didn't hear about this thing until y'all heard about it. How is you the head coach? You didn't hear about anything because nothing ever happened. He just closed the investigation. He just destroyed it. Breaking news, hot off the press, head coach Tyler Marsh has confirmed that no one was targeting Angel Reese.
I think when everyone else did, I think that, it's something that, we heard about. And so, again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation.
The silence just broke, and it shattered the entire narrative. For weeks, the media pushed one storyline. Angel Reese, the victim of racial slurs from Indiana Fever fans. Headlines screamed, social feeds exploded, an official WNBA investigation launched.
And everything's a big deal, and everything is personal.
You need the competition, and you need the rivalry. That's what I was saying. The only thing is, again, you don't want it to become where Angel Reese has to do that.
I get it.
But just moments ago, everything changed. Chicago Sky assistant coach Tyler Marsh, the man who stood just feet from Reese during that now infamous game, has gone on record. What he said didn't just contradict Angel Reese's claims, it obliterated them.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're, in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So we're compliant with everything.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that, it's something that, we heard about. And so, again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation on.
And just a quick follow-up on it. Just because you coached in Indiana, did you ever have any issues with that while you were coaching there?
I think my focus was always on the team and on the organization and doing my job as best as I could. So, that's kind of.
Were you learning this throughout the game or just at that moment?
Oh, I was concentrated on our team and what we were doing game plan wise against Indiana.
No slurs, no reports, no drama, just basketball. And suddenly the controversy that's been dominating the league looks less like truth and more like manipulation. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is the cold, hard reality the media never wanted you to know.
Picking sides, race, and all that. I think it's just hoop. Caitlyn thinks of it as a rivalry at all. I think she just comes to hoop, and she knows that she's got a competitor coming to hoop against her. She wants to beat her every time she plays against her.
It was the accusation that sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Angel Reese claims she was the target of racist hate speech from fans during a high-profile matchup against the Indiana Fever. The moment the story broke, it spread like wildfire.
I wish our media colleagues realized a little bit better that they were being played by the algorithm, because they're all athletes.
Headlines framed it as another example of discrimination in sports. Social media lined up behind her. Outrage. The WNBA launched a formal investigation, and all eyes turned once again to Caitlyn Clark. Not for what she did, but simply for being there.
And that was it. I don't think Caitlyn's to blame for anything. I mean, she doesn't speak up, doesn't fight, never bitches about not getting foul calls she should, never bitches about getting called for fouls that she didn't make.
But now the foundation of that story is crumbling, and it's collapsing from the inside. In a bombshell revelation, Chicago Sky assistant coach Tyler Marsh, the man standing just feet from Reese throughout that game, spoke out.
Tyler Marsh just confirmed. I didn't hear about this thing until y'all heard about it. How is you the head coach? You didn't hear about anything because nothing ever happened. He just closed the investigation. He just destroyed it.
When asked directly when he became aware of the alleged hate speech, Marsh didn't hesitate. He calmly stated, when everyone else did. Not during the game. Not from Reese. Not from the bench.
Angel Reese. And she, too, is still claiming, allegedly, that she was being harassed, bruh. That people was targeting her, bruh.
Only after the WNBA publicly announced an investigation. Let that sink in. The coach responsible for his players' well-being didn't hear a thing. No sideline complaint, no alert to security, no on-court disruption, nothing. Not even a whisper.
This rivalry, it started way back there and then fell into college and, it then carried over to here.
Marsh then doubled down. His attention was focused on the game plan, on his team, on strategy. His tone was neutral, measured, and telling. There was no outrage, no passion, no urgency, just facts. And in doing so, Marsh didn't just deny the allegations. He effectively closed the investigation himself.
I think they're just two competitive hoopers that really are like, one of them might not like the other one might not think the other one is whatever.
Because here's the truth. If the alleged incident was real, someone, a teammate, a ref, a fan, anyone, would have reacted in real time. There would be audio, video, reports. There were none. Instead, the only outrage came after the game, from Reese, alone.
RG3 called what Angel Reese did hate. He said you could see the hate on her face for Caitlyn Clark. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlyn Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. No.
Now ask yourself this. If a racial slur was really hurled during a nationally televised game, with dozens of cameras, microphones, and thousands of witnesses, how is it possible that no one, not even Angel's own coach, noticed? The answer is simple, because it didn't happen, and now the narrative is collapsing under its own weight.
Those things are good. They're good for ratings, they're good for business, they're good for fan interest, they're good for jersey sales, they are good.
But the real twist? This isn't the first time Angel Reese has spun controversy into currency. From the moment she stepped into the spotlight, Reese has carefully crafted a public persona. Part hero, part villain, part victim. It's not just how she plays, it's how she markets. Remember the "you can't see me" taunt at Caitlyn Clark in the NCAA championship? She didn't back down from the backlash. She embraced it, declared herself the villain, wore it like a badge of honor. And it worked. Endorsements followed. Followers soared. The media couldn't get enough.
Yeah, obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA, our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us.
But when the villain card stopped working, Reese flipped the script. Suddenly, she wasn't the aggressor. She was the target. The system was rigged. The fans were racist. The league was biased. Every hard foul she delivered became a conversation about injustice, not basketball. And now, we're watching the exact same playbook unfold again.
WNBA launched an investigation. That the WNBA launched their No Space for Hate campaign. No space for hate. No space for hate. Tyler Marsh just admitted he did not hear any hate speech during the game. And he didn't even know about this until the WNBA launched an investigation.
She takes a loss to Caitlyn Clark and the Fever. A blowout, no less. Her play, forgettable. Her stat line, irrelevant. But the next day, headlines don't talk about the loss. They talk about racism. They talk about harassment. They talk about her. Why? Because Angel Reese understands one thing better than anyone. In today's media landscape, controversy converts.
Caitlyn Clark came out with the 20-10-10 triple-double to start the season.
Caitlyn Clark has made the WNBA relevant.
This guy, Caitlyn Clark, is the phenomenon. She's the comment. And
Caitlyn Clark was doing stuff where we were like, oh my God, look at the threes, the logo threes. Oh my God. It was about the basketball.
Caitlyn Clark went crazy. They won by the most points they've ever won by, I believe, in their franchise history.
Especially when it has a race angle. She claimed fans hurled slurs from the stands, but gave no names, no audio, no witnesses. She said she received support from across the league. But not a single player has confirmed hearing what she heard. She painted Caitlyn Clark as the league's protected darling.
Obviously it's tough, but I think I have a great support system. I'm loved by so many people. And obviously in the moment it's hard to hear, but My support system is great. God has protected me in so many different ways. I've gone through so many different things in the past couple of years of my life, but I think just having this support and this love and being a part of an organization that really supports me and loves me is something that I couldn't imagine not being a part of.
What do you think the league's response, just coming out right away and getting that investigation going?
Yeah, obviously, like I said, they understand that this is the priority. Obviously, there's no place for this, and they preach. I think 2 days before they put out no hate, no speech. And obviously, the women in this league, they know that, and know there's no space for that. And I believe that every player in this league deserves to be treated with respect and want to come to work and just have fun and have a great environment to work at. So I think they've done a great job putting that out, and we're obviously just going to respond as they need to.
Were you able to
Without a shred of evidence, just implication. And now that her own coach says he never heard anything, that no one on the bench reacted, that nothing happened during the game, it's not just a contradiction, it's a credibility crisis. The facts don't match the narrative. And for once, even the media can't clean it up. Now, the spotlight isn't just on Angel Reese, it's on the media itself.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So we're compliant with everything.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that it's something that we heard about, and so again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise.
And just a quick follow-up on it, just because you coached in Indiana, did you ever have any issues with that while you were coaching there?
I think my focus was always on the team and on the organization and doing my job as best as I could. And so, that's kind of.
Were you learning this throughout the game, or just at that moment?
Oh, I was concentrated on our team and what we were doing game plan wise against Indiana.
Because the second Reese made her accusation, major outlets didn't question it. They amplified it. They didn't ask for evidence. They accepted emotion. And almost instantly, the story became bigger than basketball. It wasn't about stats or defense or the actual outcome of the game. It was about a narrative, a dangerous, divisive narrative that had been ready and waiting for a moment just like this.
Caitlyn Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. Caitlyn Clark is the most important player in the WNBA.
Caitlyn Clark knows what's coming. Caitlyn Clark rises up and is the star.
Caitlyn Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlyn Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
And the media delivered. Pundits from ESPN to social platforms pushed the idea that Caitlyn Clark, a white superstar in a predominantly Black league, must be the beneficiary of favoritism, privilege, and hidden bias. They painted her success as suspicious and Reese's resentment as justified. When Clark drew a foul, it was white girl treatment. When she stayed silent, it was weaponized. When she did nothing at all, somehow that was the problem too.
This hatred that Angel Reese has for Caitlyn Clark, it appears to be racially motivated, which is something that we talked about last year when Angel Reese was entering the WNBA dump.
But here's the truth the media refused to say out loud. Caitlyn Clark didn't ask for this rivalry. She didn't create the drama. She hasn't spoken on the race baiting. She hasn't retaliated or accused. All she's done, every single game, is hoop. She's dropped triple doubles. She's filled arenas. She's breaking records and rewriting the trajectory of the entire league.
Caitlyn Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. Caitlyn Clark is the most important player in the WNBA.
Caitlyn Clark knows what's coming. Caitlyn Clark rises up and is the star.
Caitlyn Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlyn Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
Meanwhile, Reese is liking tweets that say, Clark only matters because she's white. She's reposting videos mocking fans. She's feeding the drama, then crying foul when the blowback hits. And now even her own coach won't defend the story. The result? A full exposure of the machine behind the myth. Because the media has been complicit.
Angel Reese reposted this to her TikTok account. I know the image is blurry and filled with grammatical and spelling errors. I'm honestly surprised that
Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, the beef is reunited. I didn't get a chance to see the game because I was coaching this weekend, but from what I did see, Angel Reese pushed someone in the back. They didn't call it. She got the offensive rebound. Caitlyn Clark gave her a hard take foul.
They've prioritized clicks over clarity, identity politics over integrity, and they've let the rivalry between Reese and Clark become manufactured warfare, designed to keep people angry, not informed. This rivalry could have been like Bird versus Magic, rooted in respect, fueled by competition. Instead, it's been hijacked, weaponized, twisted into a circus where real basketball is an afterthought, and the only thing louder than the crowd is the spin.
This is what a sellout looks like. 17,274 fans, and it was fully sold out. It was packed.
I'm looking at Caitlyn Clark make an announcement today that it's over. The BS, denying her place in the game. She's going to rewrite and shatter the record books. She could easily average a triple-double.
And who suffers the most? Not Reese, not Clark. The game, the fans, the young girls who showed up to watch greatness and got a lesson in manipulation instead. Now the curtain is lifting, and what we're seeing isn't just a false narrative. It's a league at risk of losing its credibility if it doesn't pull the plug on the drama and get back to basketball. The truth is out, and it couldn't be clearer. There were no slurs, no targeted harassment, no racial attacks, just basketball. Just a loss. Just a narrative that collapsed the moment someone with firsthand knowledge, Angel Reese's own coach, spoke up. Tyler Marsh didn't hedge. He didn't speculate. He said it plainly. He didn't hear anything. He didn't see anything. He didn't even know there was an issue until the media did. And with that, the story that dominated headlines died. Angel Reese can keep spinning. The media can keep pushing. But the facts, they don't lie. Caitlyn Clark never responded.
All right, heading back to the airport. Just went to game one. Caitlyn Clark show. Triple-double, 20-10-10. Fever win by 40. I win $400K because I had 13-1. I told you it was Caitlyn's season. The Fever, the team to beat. And then, obviously, Angel Reese, who actually played okay and looked like she improved her game, made a mockery of her existence. She got fouled, totally common foul by Caitlyn Clark, going for a layup, falls down, and then attacks her, basically, and makes it just a joke out of her existence and why everybody hates Angel Reese. And shame on the WNBA. Upgrading this to a flagrant foul, that's a flagrant foul. It was the most common routine foul of all time. End of the story. It's a win-win-win. Fever looked great. Caitlyn Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league. Angel Reese made a fool out of herself, and we won by 100, and I won. So we're back in the good mode, back in the winning. Yesterday was tough with the Celtics, but we're back, baby, and it all starts with who? CC, 22, Caitlyn Clark.
Because she never had to. Her game speaks louder than the noise. She keeps showing up, keeps winning, keeps leading. No excuses, no drama, just greatness. So if you stand for truth over theatrics, if you're tired of race-baiting headlines, manufactured outrage, and media manipulation, then let your voice be heard. Drop a 100% for Caitlyn Clark in the comments. Like this video, share it, expose the spin. Because this isn't just about one game. It's about the integrity of the sport we love. The false narrative is dead. The scoreboard doesn't lie. And Caitlyn Clark, she's just getting started.
You know, for whatever reason, they decide to get themselves involved, whether it is actually malintent or maybe they just want to get themselves in the headline. A lot of players got the spotlight this season because of Caitlyn Clark. Not to mention just overall, Caitlyn Clark brought millions, literally, more eyeballs to the league this season.
Pretty exciting. One of the big reasons fans flock to State Farm Arena is, of course, the Caitlyn Clark effect.
The best player in America, the best shooter in America.
Watch her play. She plays at a high level.
She's going to break records nonstop for the next couple of years.
She's the only one capable of taking nothing and making it something. The WNBA was nothing before Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa, and I recognized how different she was, how different she played the game. I used to tell all my colleagues who are not into women's basketball, I say, hey, man, you got to check out this girl at Iowa, man. She shoots from the logo. She shoots from almost half court. She's different. and men who travel with us in our traveling party who are basically anti-women's basketball, just didn't care for it, didn't want to talk about it, had no interest in it at all. All of a sudden, they started watching Caitlyn Clark and got intrigued by her, and they became fans of her and her game. She needs a Jeep endorsement, commercial, because Jeep is an acronym that I've come up with of the way she has been treated and not welcomed into the WNBA. Jeep, the acronym is JEEP, and that stands for jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness.